Hey, it's Dave Chapin. Welcome to the Wolf Sports YouTube channel. Here's why the Broncos acquiring Jaylen Waddle was the most expensive trade for an offensive player during the 2026 NFL offseason. Of course, we know Sean Payton had a lot of success with the Saints. Around the middle of his time there, he took Brandin Cooks in the first round. Let's dive into some of the plays that show off some of the similarities. First, both Cooks and Waddle are relatively undersized, but they don't play like it. As you see here, Cooks uses every bit of his frame to go up in traffic, especially for a deadly accurate quarterback like Drew Brees, who could put passes wherever. That's awesome from a quarterback's perspective, to have trust that your target will settle into soft spots in the defense, allowing you to put the ball in an area where, though they might take a hit, only they can get it. Waddle, same thing. In traffic, you have a guy like Azeez Al-Shaair among the three defenders flying at you. Waddle doesn't flinch, doesn't care, and makes the catch. Is something he did a lot in Miami, going up for the ball while shielding off defenders. That also comes into play on slants. The suddenness Cooks ran routes with for the Saints is on display at the goal line. A little pick by the inside receiver, strong focus on the catch. Same for Waddle. This one, no pick, but Waddle excels at breaking off his routes crisply, and even without a ton of size, knows how to get in position to make it difficult for the defender to make a play on the ball. Now this is fun. Catch and run opportunities. Cooks runs a simple quick slant, no safety deep, catches in stride and throws a nice stiff arm on his way to the end zone. For Waddle, this route is deeper, more of a short post. But just look at how he breaks off the route with such quickness, creating superb separation. The three guys trailing him aren't going to catch him. And he also races the pursuit angle by A.J. Terrell. Say what you want about Tua, but he could hit receivers in stride to allow them to catch and run. Bo Nix does that too. The Saints use the versatility of Cooks' skill set. Here, a slot fade, very difficult to defend, when Brees can basically put the ball wherever he wants. This throw is crazy pinpoint. Brees trusts his guys to make plays, which is certainly what Nix does as well. On Black Friday a few seasons ago, Waddle was able to beat All-Pro corner Sauce Gardner on a slot fade. Again, not easy to cover this, and really maybe could have been a touchdown if Tua bombed it out there. Cooks also beat defenders deep from the outside often, using his speed to run past corners. On this play, Brees seemed to know he was going there. Nice pump fake, and Cooks has a few steps for 6. Waddle can obviously do this too. Last season against Bills first round pick Maxwell Hairston, who is a blazing fast corner, he gets by him, also by a couple of steps, and was sort of running out of room, but does a good job of slowing down, actually drawing an interference call while still making the touchdown grab. Now a couple of deep posts from Brees to Cooks. He could run right by defenders, and let's admire the deep ball accuracy from Drew Brees. It was always awesome to watch one of the all-time greats hit the deep ball right in stride, as he does on both of these plays. It was almost as if Brees was out there playing flag football sometimes, operating Sean Payton's attack. Here, not quite the same as launching it past the deepest defender, but Waddle runs a deep post, and Tua finds him in the back part of the secondary. The speedy receiver totally turns on the Jets and zooms by the safety for a long touchdown. Eerie how similar the next two plays are. Formation's different. The Saints used a bunch and run a bit of a pick to help Cooks on his over route, but once he gets the ball in his hands, he's off, coasting for a touchdown. Waddle does this against the zone defense, but same type of route, is hit in stride, no one's going to catch him, and not only the speed, but shows his ability after the catch to juke and shed a tackle. Of course, the Broncos are going to be looking for plays like these to decrease the degree of difficulty and get quicker scores more often. He's set to be deployed all over the formation. Cooks runs a wheel route from the backfield on this play, matched up with a linebacker that's too easy for Brees. Similarly, Waddle in the backfield can run routes. He runs a flat route to the front pylon here. The awareness of where he is on the field in relation to the goal line stands out. He's able to get in. With the way Nix can whip out throws with his ultra-quick release and accuracy in this area of the field, we should see plays like this in Denver. Also in the end zone, Waddle can just run away from guys. If the defense sells out to stop the run, he can separate from corners on horizontal routes, even in this tight area. I also really like this play here. Again, give credit to Tua for having the vision to see that Waddle should stop his route instead of running into a more occupied area of the end zone. Waddle does that seamlessly, settling down and subtly using his body to shield off potential plays by the defender. Nix can buy time with the best quarterbacks, which should pair tremendously with Waddle's natural talent at just getting open and finding openings all over the field. So he should be a major factor in scoring territory as well, whether getting open himself, being a decoy, having plays designed for him. It's a definite upgrade. And finally, you can just get the ball in his hands on screens. He knows how to follow blockers, and if you give him a lane, he'll pick up yardage fast. Back to Cooks, he was very consistent and productive for Payton with the Saints, but I think Waddle's even more explosive. He definitely has tremendous upside to elevate the Broncos offense if he stays healthy. We've seen Marvin Mims make plays down the field the past couple of years, so to add another big-time threat like Waddle could help unlock Nix's underrated rocket arm, and we could see more bomb touchdowns for Waddle. Plus the age for the dynamic weapon, still just 27, plus his reasonable salary, including a very small cap hit for 2026, and you add the culture fit. He's really good friends with former Defensive Player of the Year Patrick Surtain from their time at Alabama, and he said how the ultimate goal for the team is to win, and he doesn't think they're any number 1 receivers for the Broncos. He also said he'll be playing all over the place, which as we've seen he can excel at, and Sean Payton talked about his new receivers' toughness, competitiveness, and skill set. As good as the Broncos were last season, they felt a tad limited at times. They in some ways opened up in the postseason while lighting up the number 1 pass defense, and we could see those types of performances we also saw in the games like against the Packers more often moving forward. At first, I was a little surprised by the cost to trade essentially a first-round pick and a third-round pick for Waddle, but seeing the similarities with maybe even more upside to how Cooks was used in New Orleans, I'd be more optimistic about this working out. It might be extremely exciting and successful for the Broncos. The skill, the fit, the not so crazy salary. If Waddle stays healthy, this is a move that should pay off for Denver. Feel free to let us know what you think in the comments below. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Thank you for watching.